fires moved so fast that some people only had minutes to escape. Entire towns were forced to evacuate, and the smoke spread so far that it affected air quality thousands of kilometers away. In late 2019 and early 2020, Australia experienced one of the most catastrophic wildfire seasons in its recorded history. This period, now widely referred to as the Black Summer, saw fires burn across vast regions of the country, affecting ecosystems, communities, and the global climate. While bushfires are a natural and recurring part of Australia's environment, the scale and intensity of these fires were unprecedented. This raises an important question: to what extent are these disasters being intensified by human-driven climate change? Australia's climate and vegetation make it particularly vulnerable to bushfires. Many native plant species are highly flammable and have evolved to survive periodic burning. Under normal conditions, these fires play a role in maintaining ecological balance. However, during the Black Summer, over 19 million hectares of land were burned. The fires spread across multiple states simultaneously, overwhelming emergency services and making containment extremely difficult. This event marked a shift from typical seasonal fires to what scientists describe as megafires, which are large-scale, high-intensity fires that are far more destructive and harder to control. The severity of the 2019-2020 bushfires can be attributed to a combination of natural and human-influenced factors. On a local level, ignition sources included lightning strikes and, in some cases, human activity. However, the rapid spread and intensity of the fires were largely driven by environmental conditions. Australia experienced its hottest and driest year on record leading up to the fires. Prolonged drought conditions dried out vegetation, creating highly flammable fuel across the landscape. In addition, strong winds and extreme heat waves allowed fires to spread quickly and unpredictably. In some cases, the fires became so intense that they generated their own weather systems, producing lightning and further igniting new fires. While no single wildfire can be attributed solely to climate change, scientific research indicates that climate change significantly increases the likelihood and severity of such events. Rising global temperatures contribute to hotter, drier conditions, which in turn extends the length of fire seasons and can increase the availability of dry fuel. In Australia, these changes have resulted in more frequent extreme fire weather conditions. This suggests that the Black Summer bushfires are not an isolated incident, but rather part of a broader global trend linked back to climate change. Furthermore, these fires themselves release large amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, contributing a feedback loop that may further accelerate global warming. The impacts of the bushfires were both immediate and long-term. Human communities were severely affected, with dozens of lives lost and thousands of homes destroyed. Many individuals were displaced, and entire communities faced significant economic and psychological changes in the aftermath. The environmental consequences were equally devastating. It is estimated that over 1 billion animals were killed or displaced, leading to significant biodiversity loss. Entire ecosystems were damaged or destroyed, and recovery in some areas may take decades. In addition, the fires contributed to an air pollution on a global scale, with smoke traveling thousands of kilometers beyond Australia. In response to the disaster, emergency services, volunteers, and local communities worked together to contain the fires and began the recovery process. Looking forward, experts emphasize the importance of both adaptation and mitigation strategies. Adaptation efforts include improved fire management practices, such as controlled burns and better early warning systems. Mitigation strategies can focus on addressing the root cause, which is climate change, through the reduction of greenhouse gas emissions and the transition to renewable energy sources. The Black Summer bushfires serve as a powerful example of how environmental and human factors can combine to produce large-scale disasters. They highlight the increasing risks associated with climate change and the urgent need for coordinated global action. Ultimately, the future severity of such events will depend on the decisions we make today, both at the local and global level.